Yeah. Now, turn off your radio, turn up your stereo. Northwest, rock on, what's the scenario? 4 years ago, 2 students skipped in class when it crafted an album. Some called it a classic, but we've grown past it. Was good while it lasted. Now it's time to put the education into practice. Beats, rhymes, rice, be the breakfast of champions. We hold the whole town down together with the plan to hold the mic with compassion like Yuri did Malcolm. Travel down the coast since we dropped the last album. That +1 is how long we've been war-torn. It's the return of the hard-knocking hardcore. From hard rock to hip-hop, the migration of flocks who once mocked what we ride for. It's side war, from sidewalks to billboards and stores, telling all poor people that the world is yours, but this money is ours. You can get a little back, you start putting in hours. You can widen the gap, but you can see it in the towers, standing next to the squatters who be wandering the city in search of a job offer. The first generation in the US survey to get paid less wage than the ones who came before the wicked waged war in the desert terrain. 24 short bars couldn't measure the pain, so now I greet the neighbor daily. He's on his porch smoking overhead, thunderclouds moving slow motion. Came across an ocean in hope of some better days. Expatriated citizens of third world decay, where children translate for their parents' sake in a landscape where the working class can't escape. These languages twisted, tongues get unraveled, can't understand each other in this modern day battle. Now we trying to get a piece of what the city broke down. Barely claiming families, but quick to claim the town. Recognize it's serious, but ain't afraid to clown. Trained for confrontation, there's no other way around. These sacred ground desecrators, they try to decimate us. They hit the ballot like the mayor's gonna save us. And it pains me to say this, but pain is what made this. It's gonna take more than just rain to change this. Just some rain to change this. Just an ordinary guy, you ain't gotta be scared of nothing. Let's talk, yeah. I'm just an ordinary guy, extraordinary time spent ordering my life, working overtime nights, holding wires and mics under these lights. But besides that, always find time to get love and give it right I'm back. Just an ordinary guy, a baby from the 80s, got a little bit of ADD. Perhaps maybe we've been made to be sedated and such. Then we work while they break, then they say that we play too much. I ain't known to make it out to every single event. Sometimes I live in my bed with just a pad and a pen and a broken iPod I bought, stolen from the block. Got holes in the soles of a third of my socks. Neck deep in contradiction in the gut of the beast. If you in debt, then everything you own is on lease. Cause money don't translate to talent money, and talent don't mean you're guaranteed anything, honey. It's funny when conditions cause anything to happen. Finally got a comma in my check account balance. The 27-year challenge of the curse, maybe even outlive Janice, Jimmy, and Kurt. I'm just an ordinary guy, ignoring all the hype, I let it all pass me by. I got one life and one mic, but I'll try to always stay humble with the fist in the sky and a bowl of brown rice. Just an ordinary guy, extraordinary time spent ordering my life, working overtime nights, holding wires and mics under these lights. But besides that, always find time to get love and give it right I'm back. Just an ordinary guy with music as a job. If I could do it, the least you do is give it a try. There's no use just sitting asking why these ballers rock chains like a ball and chain just to stay fly. Man, I'm cool with just a pair of Reeboks and Vans. Some artists think they too hard to talk to their fans. I might battle just to keep this art sharp. Maybe take a ride through the Jewish parts of Seward Park, where the view of Lake Washington is not too far, but far enough. It might be a minute till the come up, and people keep asking how I dropped all the weight. More work and less food on the plate, man. Just a simple plan with a little bit of self-discipline to keep writing, keep spitting, keep listening, to keep on doing what I do to get a salary. My #1 mission is to make my son proud of me. I'm just an ordinary guy, ignoring all the hype, I let it all pass me by. I got one life and one mic, but I'll try to always stay humble with a fist in the sky and a bowl of brown rice. Just an ordinary guy, extraordinary time spent ordering my life, working overtime nights, holding wires and mics under these lights. But besides that, always find time to get love and give it right I'm back. Just an ordinary guy, Sometimes I ponder if the consequence of all of this trying to be an artist is harder than it needs to be. Wipe the sleep in my eye and sip the beast, cause the grind never cease. I know time moves slow, we on the road again. I hate leaving, but I love coming home again. It's like we only see the cities at night, but phone calls and voicemails from home make me feel alright. I'm just an ordinary guy, ignoring all the hype, I let it all pass me by. I got one life and one mic, but I'll try to always stay humble with the fist in the sky and the bowl of brown rice. Just an ordinary guy, extraordinary time spent ordering my life, working overtime nights, holding wires and mics under these lights. But besides that, always find time to get love and give it right back.
Sister sits on the steps, cigarette rests on fingertips, takes a sip of slow death, deftly through her lips she blows a kiss, which I can only resist in vain. She got the gift of gravity, pulling to ask her name. She says Sagaba, what's it mean? She says in Ilocano, it translates into suffering. I'm pondering the irony to conjure up the fearlessness to find a conversation. She offers me a square, I decline the invitation. It reminds me of the days when I would chain smoke, broken with no hope, broken like the manner she spoke. We both, two people seeking solace in remembrance and wondering if miracles were meant for us. But intent was just an innocent thought between a sister and the brother who've been building in the guidance of a mother. And the storyteller stops, waiting for the beat to drop, gathering his thoughts in the wind, breathing in like I couldn't stand to see the queen breathe her dreams away and tell me her tomorrow will never become today. I say I used to know a woman just like you, beautiful but jaded by the multitude of men who'd often try to justify the lies with twisted notions of survival and hide behind their armor when karma completes a cycle. She replies that just because I knew a woman well, it doesn't mean I know them all. She begins to feign farewell, eyes up to the sky, she sighs, I need nobody. True indeed, sister, but you still need everybody, because we hardly know ourselves if we know nobody else. And only in our loneliness can home become a hell. Exhale the cloud in the loudest form of silence, watches as it rises like suns over horizons. The storyteller stops, waiting for the beat to drop, gathering his thoughts in the cloud, breathing out like flying out the burning bush, attached to sister's hand who whispers word, smiling, giving thanks and living in doubt no longer as she figures out the riddle to the song, saying why must we suffer now to not suffer later, if later never comes soon enough to soothe the hatred. And hatred is the cancer born louts of love's absence, and the absence is the void left from this and every chance to challenge our fates and perhaps our very names. Sister says peace and prayers for rain and change, tosses out her lighter, walks out of the cipher for shizzle. It starts to drizzle and then I begin to write this. Inhale the imagery, a queen walking steadily, effortlessly, ready to be every woman. And now the storyteller ends, waiting for the beat to fade, gathering his thoughts near the edge of the daylight.